to introduce.
Thanks, Corla. Minister, this question obviously relates to the role of Defence Forces personnel at Shannon Airport, an issue which was highlighted by the heroic Margaretta D'Arcy, and I'd like to welcome her release from prison and acknowledge the role that she played in terms of defending Ireland's neutrality. Now, while Margaretta was in prison on a number of occasions, Irish Defence Forces personnel were present in front of US aircraft at Shannon Airport, and I'm hoping that the Minister will tell me that they were there to conduct searches of those aircraft, because it kind of gave the appearance that they were there protecting them.
Come out, Minister.
I propose to take questions number 131 and 138 together. An Garda Síochána has the primary responsibility for law and order, including the protection of the internal security of the state. Among the roles assigned to the Defence Forces is the provision of aid to the civil power, or ATCP, which in practice means to assist An Garda Síochána when requested to do so. There is ongoing and close liaison between An Garda Síochána and the Defence Forces regarding security matters. Defence Forces have deployed personnel to Shannon Airport in response to requests for support from An Garda Síochána since the 5th of February 2003. In respect to the 22nd of February 2014, the 2nd of March 2014, requests for Defence Force support were received from An Garda Síochána. With regard to inspections of aircraft, the Defence Forces have no responsibility for searching US military aircraft that land at Shannon.
Deputy Clare Daly.
I think it's obvious that the biggest threat to security at Shannon is the role of the US military. Now, I don't know if the Minister read the article in The Guardian last week, which revealed that 100 Hellfire missiles were sent by the US government to Iraq over the past number of weeks. Now, we don't know whether those weapons were transported through Shannon, but we do know that quite a number of US Air Force aircraft refueled at Shannon and were present there over the past period. And I think it's appalling that the Minister has confirmed that none of these aircraft were searched by either the Defence Forces or the Gardaí, and yet Irish taxpayers' money was expended on having the Defence Forces there present. You might like to comment, Minister, on the fact that a couple of days before Margaretta D'Arcy went onto the runway at Shannon last year, there was a US military aircraft on the runway which had a 30mm modified Mk-44 cannon located on the front of the fuselage, on the front of its wings. Now, these are aircraft which carry depleted uranium. It is highly probable that the aircraft contained the ammunitions and the munitions to go with that. That is an erosion of our neutrality. Why hasn't there been any searches conducted?
Minister?
The incident the Deputy refers to was contrary to normal conditions that apply to foreign military aircraft overflying or landing in Ireland. I understand from the Taoiseach, Minister for Foreign Affairs and Trade, that this incident was raised at the highest level with the US Embassy by senior officials in his department. My understanding is the US Embassy expressed regret over the incident and explained that it had taken place as a result of administrative error. That's all I can say to the Deputy with regard to the particular incident that she raised.
All right. Deputy Daly.
It's actually not good enough, Minister, because you're not in a position to say whether it was contrary to normal or not, because the reality is the Irish state has refused to carry out any searches of the aircraft. So you just don't know. You're relying on the word of the US authorities, which I'm sorry, but anybody with an expertise in military matters would tell you that the likelihood of that aircraft carrying the cannon and not carrying munitions was absolutely improbable. Now, these depleted uranium carries enormous devastation. The very fact that that was present is a breach of our neutrality, and I'm wondering, would the Minister please reconsider the situation and agree that he doesn't have the authority to say that it's abnormal, because you just don't know, because you refuse to carry out any searches.
Thank you, Deputy Minister.
Well, firstly, can I say to the Deputy, I've no knowledge, and nor has she, that any aircraft landing in Shannon have been carrying the munitions to Iraq that she mentions. If she has information that could confirm that, she's very welcome to furnish it to me. I don't jump to assumptions with regard to these matters, and I can't add to the Deputy I cannot add to what the Deputy has raised or what I've said in relation to this matter. It has for many years been the case that US aircraft land in Shannon. I don't see why that should be a cause of difficulty. I think it's extremely unwise for individuals to enter onto parts of Shannon Airport where they could do themselves harm because of other people being harmed. The position is that Shannon is used in an appropriate manner, and as I mentioned to the Deputy, in the instance she raised, the Taoiseach addressed the matter and has received the assurances that he reported to me, as mentioned by me, from the American authorities.
Deputy Wallace.